Again, head picks up. Imagine your hands holding those handles, connecting to the springs so that the hands don't just drop, but the hands connect you into resistance to turn on your abs to flex the upper spine. And then lower yourself right back down. Nice job. We'll do that one more time, okay? Pick your head up. Feel that resistance in your palms. 4 heavy springs open, turning on external obliques, right? The upper portion of your six-pack. And then lower yourself right back down. Okay, great. Now for our hundreds, because we're doing it reformer style, the way that it goes, and I'll show it first, and you can decide if it's something you want to do, is you'll do the same upper ab curl as we just practiced, but then your legs lift up as well. Now, this is a challenging way to do hundreds. It really tests your ability to stabilize your lumbar spine. So if that's not something you're interested in today, you can always just start with the knees folded in towards your chest. Okay, but for if you want a challenge, have the legs out in front of you. Gym, I would start with your knees into your chest. Okay, arms will reach up towards the ceiling, heels are squeezed together. Make your fists. Imagine your handles connecting to the springs. You'll inhale for nothing, and on your exhale, pull with your arms to pick your head, neck, chest up, float your legs up. And then I want you to imagine you're standing your arms into those handles. You'll start your pumps. Nice job. We're inhaling here and exhaling hot. Inhaling, open the mouth, hot exhale. Now, the longer we're up here on our imaginary reformer, the harder it is to stand your hands into those springs, to stand your chest and your upper back into those springs. So keep reaching the knuckles forwards. Keep reaching the collarbones forwards. That's right, Carlin, nice. And your upper back forwards. 2 more big breaths here, everybody. Nice job. Last one. Okay, then to come out of it, legs go down, arms pick up behind you, everything settles down. Great, okay. And then you can just bring your arms down by your sides and give yourself a moment. All right, now the next exercise on the reformer is short spine, which is an inversion. So if you're not into inversions, you can totally skip this, but we'll go here, okay? So you're gonna fold the knees in towards your chest, and then I want you to imagine we put some loops over the feet, okay? So I'm actually like physically looping around my feet, so I welcome you to do that. Heels are together, arms are down by your sides. So with those loops on the feet, there is some resistance against the soles of the feet so that you could feel like the thighs aren't just collapsing in towards your chest, but you feel a little bit of that tensegrity of reaching the feet into some straps. Then from here, we'll start with just a frog. So you'll press your legs out to straight on a high diagonal. This would open the springs, thereby giving us resistance to find our back of the hip, find our low quads, find the core. And then you're bending the knees, trying to slow the springs down, which is bringing control into those same muscles that contracted to move us. You'll press, imagine the springs opening, giving you resistance. And then you'll bend, controlling the weight of your thighs with gravity. All right, we'll go on our next one into the full expression. So you'll press your legs to straight. You feel that tension of the straps into the feet into the straps. Press down through your arms. Start to let your legs go straight up towards the ceiling, and then the hips are going to follow the legs to bring them over your face. So I'm looking straight at my thighs. Your neck is lifted off the floor. The back of the head is the thing that's down. Shoulders are pressed. Then from here, keep the heels together. You're going to bend the knees to the shoulders. Let that keep picking up your back. Now, remember, we have those straps on the feet. So as I start to lower my spine down, I'm trying to stay with that connection of feet into straps, strap into feet, helping to give me the support to lower my spine down with control. Pelvis is the last thing to touch. We press the legs out to straight. We pick the legs up towards the ceiling, press down through the arms, curl the spine, curl the legs over the eyes. Bend the knees here to your shoulder blocks, eyes and nose straight up towards the ceiling, neck off the floor. Imagine the feet into those straps. Curl the spine down. One more time, just like that. Nice job. This next one will transition us into our coordination. So this might be new for people. So just listen. And if you have to look. Press your legs out to straight. Send the legs up towards the ceiling and then over the body. You're standing into your arms and your shoulders. You bend the knees in towards your shoulders. Find those imaginary foot straps. And then here, as you start to lower the spine down, the head is going to start to pick up and curl. So that as you curl down and the hips touch, you're in this upper ab curl. Bend the elbows, find your imaginary handles again. Pelvis stays in the curl. You're going to press your arms and legs to straight. Now your hands are holding the handle. There's no more foot straps. You open the legs, you close the legs, you bend the legs, and then you bend the elbows. You stay curled. You press, you take on the weight of the springs. You open, close, bend, resist the close of the springs. 2 more. Press, open the legs, close the legs, bend the elbows, stay curled. One more time. Press, open, close, bend the elbows. Nice. Let the head come down, rest. Whew. Okay, great. Go ahead and let your feet come to the floor, knees bent, arms by your sides, and just take a few knee sways here. Nice job. Okay, and then the next thing we would come into on the reformer is stomach massage, but we're actually going to do rolling like a ball to mimic that. So from here, you can go ahead and send your legs out to straight, arms reach out to the sides of the room. We'll do a roll up to help ourselves up to seated. And then you'll bend the knees and you'll grab on to the ankles, the shins, or behind the knee, just depending on how your body feels today. I'm actually going to hold on behind the knee because my hips are a little bit wonky today. All right, and you'll go ahead and you'll float your feet up. And then I want you to imagine you're going to have your bird on a, you're going to have your heels together, the balls of the feet, imagining they're pressed into a foot bar. And then we're using our arms, just like on the reformer, to bend the elbows, to bend the spine over the curl of the pelvis. So that should really ignite your abs. And then you inhale to roll back. You exhale to curl forwards. You inhale and exhale. Great. Inhale back. Exhale. Keep using the bend of your elbows to pull your spine over the curl of your pelvis. Nice job. And we'll go 2 more just like that. Again, just making sure that you're not rolling onto your neck. Good. And then go ahead and place your feet down. Nice. Okay. Of course, there's more stomach massages than just round back, but we're going to move on to Swan now. So you'll go ahead and you'll flip onto your stomach. Okay. Great. And you want to make sure you have some space out in front of you so you could straighten your arms, and also that you have space out to the sides of the room so that you can open your arms wide. Okay. Nice job. So, and then important here that the pubic bone stays heavier than the belly button, and we're not looking for a big arch through our low back. The Swan is trying to emphasize more of an extension through the upper back. So if this exercise feels small to you, I'd prefer that than the exercise feeling really big and low backy. Okay, so your arms are going to start out in front of you. Pubic bone's heavier than the belly button. My thumbs are straight up towards the ceiling. And you're just going to start by pushing your forehead into the mat and seeing if you can lift your arms up off of the floor without feeling a lot of tension through your low back. You should feel your core respond when your arms are lifted. And then go ahead and lower the arms right back down. Now, if that was a lot for your shoulder joint, or if you felt that right into your low back, I welcome you to open the arms into a V or bend your elbows into goalpost. Okay? So we'll do that again. Pick your arm position. I'm going to go straight out. I'm pushing down through my pinky fingers and down through my pubic bone. And this time, we're going to lift the eyes, nose, chin, and your collarbones up first. And then start to lift your arms up without letting any of that collapse downwards. Then from there, keeping your pubic bone heavy, you're going to open your arms out to the sides of the room and see if that can pick up your chest a little bit higher. not by pushing your belly button down, but by squeezing your upper back muscles. And then the arms are going to come back out in front of you, and you'll lower yourself all the way down. Okay, nice. Take care of yourselves, okay? We're going to do that one more time. So starting with your forehead down, pubic bone heavier than the belly button. Push down through the pinky finger side of your palms. And you're going to just start by picking your eyes, nose, chin, throat, a little bit of collarbones. Okay, then anchor down through the pubic bone, lift your stomach off the mat. You can even push the tops of the feet down. You'll float your arms straight up. And then they're going to open out to the sides of the room, inviting more of an upper back bend. Not by pushing down into your low back through your belly button, but by picking up your chest from your upper back muscles. Let the arms come forwards and then lower yourself all the way down. Okay, go ahead and you can sit back into a child's pose here. All right. And then from here, the next one would be pull straps. But since we can't go through the floor, that's a little bit difficult. So we're just going to come to T. So it's very similar to the swan, except we're going to start with the arms out towards the sides of the room. Okay. Head will be face down. And here you're imagining that you're holding on to the handles again. The handles are connected to straps, connected to the carriage, connected to the springs. Okay. So you'll start with that pubic bone heavier than the belly button. And then the eyes are just face down. Feel your arms pick up off the floor just to the height of your body. You're holding on to handles so that as you start to pull the arms back, you're taking on resistance to turn on muscle. The eyes, nose, chin, chest lift from the back of the shoulders and the upper back muscles. And you just see how far you could pull back without crunching into your low back. And then the arms come back out towards the sides of the room, and you'll lower everything down. Okay, a lot of core support required here. We're going to do that 2 more times. Pubic bone heavier than the belly button. You start by floating the arms up to shoulder height. Hold on to your handles. As you pull the arms back, you're taking on the resistance of spring, which is going to get to the back of the shoulder, the back of the arm, the upper back, right? And then you let the arms come back to the sides of the room, and you lower yourself all the way down. So if you're feeling a pretty intense squeeze through the back of your shoulder, your upper back, a little bit of your mid back, that's great. If you're feeling jam through your low back, something's off, right? Find that way through the pubic bone. Keep the front of your core really sucked in. One more time. Arms float up to the height of the body. Grab, you're holding onto your handles. Start to pull back. Find that imaginary resistance to help you turn on the muscles that are picking up the front of your chest, picking up your upper back. And then let your arms come back to the sides of the room and lower everything down. Nice job. And then from there, you can push back into a little child's pose. That feel okay, Jim? You just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, Dicey, yeah, okay. Great. Nice, y'all. Okay, then from here, we're gonna go ahead. So pull straps and Swan T are done on long box. Next one would be backstroke. So we're gonna come onto our backs. You'll pull the knees into the chest, okay? And I want you to imagine that you only have enough mat to support your pelvis and your torso up to your shoulders. So technically the head would sort of be off of the mat right now, which means we need to curl up and forwards to not just have our heads hanging. Grab your imaginary handles, hold them over your forehead. We're on a very small surface area. Handles connected to springs. You reach the arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Find your resistance. Pelvis is in a curl. Then you're going to open the arms and legs to the width of your mat. They're going to circle down out in front of you into your hundreds. Remember, you're on a very small box. And then you're going to bend everything to come in. Squeeze your abs, knuckles over your forehead. You lift arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Open to the width of your mat. Circle into your hundreds. Bend everything in. Stay on your small box. We reverse it. You press out. Feel the springs turn on your abs. Open out to the sides of the room, up to the ceiling. and then bend everything in. One more time. You press, feel the springs. Open out to the sides of the room, circle back and up. Squeeze everything in, and then let your head come down. Let your feet come down, arms by your sides, and you can let your knees sway from side to side here. Great. Okay, nice, everyone. Cool. All right, from here, go and let your knees sway all the way off to one side so that we can help ourselves up to standing. Okay, and we're kind of jumping around, but we're going to come into long stretches next, which we'll do or mimic with a standing roll down into a plank. So have your feet in parallel, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and you'll start to curl yourself forwards here, bringing your hands onto the mat, and then walking your hands out in front of you. As the heels start to lift, you're pressing the balls of the feet down into what would be the headrest, and you can actually have your heels together here. And then you're in this plank position. And from here, you're going to pull yourself forwards, kind of closing the armpits, pushing into the balls of the feet. And then you're going to press yourself back, opening the armpits, flexing the ankles. Okay. You're going to press into the balls of the feet, right? Close the angle of the armpit. And here you're trying to hold the carriage closed. So you're holding the spring closed, which means as you open up the armpits and let the heels go back in space, you're opening spring. So use your imagination, let that turn on muscles in the back of the hip and the core, and then pull yourself forward, push into your feet. One more time. Let the ankles go back or the heels go back, open the armpit. And then from here, you get to dive your head in through the window of the arms and then separate your heels. And you're going to start to walk your feet towards your hands. Now, if you can keep your legs straight without putting too much pressure into your back, right? I welcome that, mimicking a little bit of elephant. But if you need to bend your knees to walk them towards your hands, you can. And then once you're back in this forward fold, come onto your fingertips, let your heels ground down, pull your stomach in, and you'll start to stack yourself back up. Reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, and then letting your arms come down by your sides. Great. Okay, way to go. All right, so then from here, we're going to come back down onto the mat. Right, coming down onto our imaginary carriage. And we're jumping around, like I said. The next thing we're going to try to mimic is semicircle. Okay, and so from here, go ahead and bring your arms onto the mat. Okay, ground down through your feet. You're going to curl your pelvis and start to pick your pelvis up towards the ceiling, pubic bone staying higher than the belly button, upper back and shoulders really grounding down into our imaginary carriage. All right, and then from here, you're going to let the arms pick up and back and behind you, right? Pressing your arms down into the mat. And then from here, you're going to start to slink the spine down, letting the armpits really open, letting that back of the vertebra open, finding the abdominals, letting your low back articulate with the floor, and then finally the pelvis, and you get to let it unfurl. All right, and then go ahead and let your arms come back down by your sides. And then we'll go again, curling the pelvis, pushing into the feet, letting the pelvis lift, pubic bone higher than the belly button, upper back and shoulders pressing down, pick the arms up, reach them back and behind you, and then let that stretch of the armpits give you space to articulate the low back or the upper back down and the ribs down. And you're trying to feel that articulation down onto the floor, vertebra by vertebra. And then this time, go ahead and just pick yourself right back up, keeping your arms up overhead. And then up at this bridge now, you're going to start to let your butt sit back. So it's going to kind of pick your chest up towards the ceiling, hold your ribs towards your midline. The butt's going to sit back like you're sitting in a chair, and it's going to tap the butt or tap the mat, and you're going to pick it right back up. All right, we'll do that again. Let your hips sit down and back. Hold the ribs knit together towards your midline. Keep feeling the back of your shoulder. Tap the butt. Pick it right back up. And then one more time, just like that. Tap. And pick it up. And then this time, go ahead and let your arms reach back, up towards the ceiling, down by your sides, and you'll roll down through the spine one more time. Hips are the last thing to touch. Great. Okay. And that's so nice to do the semicircle before we come into the next exercises, which are chest expansion and thigh stretch. So go ahead and you can roll over onto one side. And then now you're going to come to kneeling. And if you have sensitive knees, which sometimes I do, I'm just going to roll up my mat a bit to give me a little bit of padding. So I welcome you guys to do that as well. And just place my knees on there and they're nice and padded. Okay, great. So arms are going to be down by your sides. Starting in this kneeling position, we're going to push down through the shins. Hold your core, because what's taking you up is just like the shoulder bridge. It's not your stomach that's taking you up, but it's your hamstrings and your glutes and your thigh stretch. So you're going to push down through your shins and pick yourself up into this kneeling position. Good. And we'll do that a couple times, letting the hips sit back, controlling your weight through gravity, and then just pushing down through the shins, holding your core, feeling your thighs stretch, right? Not your low back pushing forwards to take you up. One more time, right? Sending your hips back with control, pushing down through the shins to come up. Okay, great. Now, imagine you had some handles and you're going to start with your arms slightly forwards, okay? So that as you start to pull your arms back, the carriage is opening, giving you resistance. So you're going to feel that in the back of your shoulder and into the back of your arm, your core staying very tight. You're going to turn your head to the right, turn your head to the left, look forwards, control the arms back out in front of you. Yeah, nice job, everyone. Okay, imagination. Imagine you're pulling springs open as the arms go behind you. Turn your head to the left, turn your head to the right, look forwards, arms come forwards. You're holding your balance. Nice. We'll go two more like that. Pull, back of the arm, back of the shoulder, core is tight. Look to the right, look to the left, look forwards, control the arms back out in front of you. Last time like that. Nice. Pull, right? You're not jutting your belly button forward. You're holding it in. Look, look, forwards, arms come forwards. Nice. Okay. Then from there, go ahead, give yourself a second and come into a little child's pose. All right. And next is thigh stretch. Okay. So you'll go ahead and you'll come up into that kneeling position here. Okay. And I want everyone to grab on or like hold on to the sides of their waist and wrap that forwards. And it's helpful. I'm literally stretching the back of my shirt to be nice and taut on my back, right? And then kind of crumpling it forwards. And I look like this. Okay, this is going to be really important for this exercise. We want this idea of shrink wrapping so that the movement in thigh stretch is just from the knee joint. It's not from anywhere in the spine. Okay, so our hands are helping to direct what our core is doing. And then from here, you just start to let the knees bend. Your body will move back in space, but the further back you go, the tighter you have to feel your core shrink wrap. And then you push into the shins to come forwards. Right? If you feel your belly pushing into your palms, you're losing it. So that as we go back in space, right, you're feeling the belly underneath your palms get tighter, 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 tighter. Push into the shins, come forwards. Nice. We'll do that one more time. Way to go. Feel that shrink wrap of your core. Push down through your shins. It's just a knee bend. The further back you go, the tighter you feel through the core. Nice. And then come forwards. Awesome. Okay. From there, go ahead. Let yourself come into a little child's pose here. Great. Okay, we have one more thing in this kneeling position. If the kneeling is not doing it for you, you can absolutely just come to standing. This next one, you could also do laying down on your back. Okay, so, and I'm just going to pick my camera up a little bit here. Okay, right. So we're going to come back into that same kneeling position. Okay, start with your arms down by your sides. Close your eyes. Have your palms facing forward. Grab onto your imaginary handles. Now, in this moment here, your arms are close to the center of gravity, which means it doesn't feel like a lot of work to hold the arms here. But as soon as we start to move the arms, their relationship to our center of gravity changes, which means we have to find the core to support the arms moving away from the body. Go ahead and open up your eyes. The arms are going to start to reach out towards the sides of the room. Notice how you feel your belly follow the lift of the arms. They're going to come up towards the ceiling, and then the arms are going to start to reach forward. The palms will be up towards the ceiling. Yep, that's right. Good. And just notice that change through the belly as the arms get closer to the center of gravity. Reaching out towards the sides of the room, up towards the ceiling, out in front of you, palms flip up. Good. One more time, just like that. Reach, inhale, and exhale. Yeah, good. Nice. Okay. Last time here. Right, you can go ahead and come off of your mat into a little child's pose again. All right. And we're going to work ourselves back.